My name is Andrew Perlott. Welcome to Socratic State of Mind. How the wise choose deafness. They never heard the evil, nor did they see it. It's not to one's advantage to see everything, to hear everything. Seneca on Anger, 3.11.1. I originally called this practice giving grace, but that implies forgiving. If you reach that necessity, you've already lost points in the game of life. Perhaps it's better not to notice the offense at all. Now I call it performative obliviousness, because I'm pretending ignorance to make right action easier and less frictious. It's a practice of justice and moderation and virtue generally, and I find applications almost every day. It's hardly a new idea, but baked into some of the greatest philosophies of world history. If done well, it leads to internal calm and right action. So, am I saying that we should seek ignorance? Think about the poem Ode on a Distant Prospect of Eton College by Thomas Gray. Yet, why should they know their fate, since sorrow never comes too late, and happiness too swiftly flies? Thought would destroy their paradise no more. Where ignorance is bliss, 'tis folly to be wise. What do you think about that? In Japanese, there is a term that translates to not knowing is Buddha. It's somewhat equivalent to the English ignorance is bliss. It implies that non-awareness can be a state of enlightenment, leading to tranquility and virtue. From a virtue ethics perspective, though, this gets a bit dicey. On one hand, self-willed ignorance can be a vice. Ignorance of history, politics, and reality means we'll struggle to act and think rightly. But opposite that stands another vice, miring ourselves in the world's uncontrollable follies so deeply that we despair. If becoming more informed leaves us despondent or enraged instead of empowered, we've gone astray. Between these two is an obliviousness that greases the world's wheels and lets us slip through trouble. Former Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg understood this. Asked for advice, she passed on some from her mother-in-law. Quote, "In every good marriage," she counseled, "it helps sometimes to be a little deaf. I have followed that advice assiduously, and not only at home, through 56 years of a marital partnership non-parallel. I have employed it as well in every workplace, including the Supreme Court. When a thoughtless or unkind word is spoken, best tune out. Reacting in anger or annoyance will not advance one's ability to persuade." Unquote. This advice runs contrary to my character. I'm prone to hold others to my standards, but I've learned this is a mistake, an injustice, and a kind of madness. I have an old friend who appears incapable of punctuality. They've left me waiting countless times, but my fuming doesn't help. Giving them instructions for leaving on time doesn't help. Sending text messages asking where the hell they are doesn't help. The only way to maintain sanity is not noticing their tardiness at all. I reclassify them as a thing akin to weather. Perhaps it will rain, perhaps the sun will shine, but whatever occurs, it will probably do so later than I imagined possible. In any event, getting mad about the weather is foolish. At some point, they will arrive as the sun inevitably rises. Best to be delighted with whatever nature serves up whenever it serves it up. All weather and all vagaries of humanity have their pleasures and upsides as well as frustrations. In the meantime, I've come prepared with a book or a task, just as I prepare for inclement weather with an umbrella. And haven't I meant to do more meditating? It's possible to be so busily engrossed in the waiting that you don't notice they're late at all, a kind of self-willed obliviousness. Do you think my friend needs to be set straight? Should I abandon him? Should I berate him? I'm certain it won't work regardless of the rightness or wrongness of these things. I agree with Marcus Aurelius. Quote, They do it involuntarily out of ignorance, because all souls are prevailed from treating others as they deserve, just as they are kept from truth unwillingly, which is why they resent being called unjust or arrogant or greedy, any suggestion that they aren't good neighbors, unquote. That's Meditations 11.18. My friend knows they're chronically late. They hate this fact about themselves. It's erosive to their self-worth. My anger will not help them, so why indulge it? It does neither of us any good, and it's cruel. Now, performative obliviousness is hardest to calibrate towards actual aggression. Meekness that invites abuse is not wise, but even here there's a great scope for not noticing slights. While in a Roman public bath, a rowdy patron got involved in a fight and struck Cato the Younger, a powerful senator and practicing Stoic. The man apologized when he realized he just punched a war hero and anti-corruption crusader, but Cato replied, quote, "I don't remember being hit." But he clearly did. He was playing up his ignorance. Seneca concludes that, quote, "It is the mark of a great mind to rise above insults. The most humiliating kind of revenge is to treat your adversary as not worth taking revenge upon. Many have taken slight injuries too deeply to heart in the course of punishing them. The great and noble are those who, like lordly beasts, listen unmoved to the barking of little dogs." That's Seneca on Anger 2.32. Some of my favorite phrases have become, "I didn't even notice," and "no worries." Such simple things to say, but they might end up being the greatest kindness you do all week. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.